Imagine you are standing alone in the middle of a storm. The wind howls, rain lashes at your skin, and the world around you shakes with fury. What do? Do you crumble under the pressure, or do you stand firm, unbroken? Every day, life tests us in small ways. When a harsh word cuts deep, when plans collapse, or when fear and doubt rise inside us like dark clouds, how do we respond? Do we let our emotions control us, or do we take back the reins of our mind and hold them tight? The question is simple. Why do we allow ourselves to be soft when the world demands strength? Why do we let anger, sadness, and fear destroy our peace? Why do we give away our power to things outside our control? Here's a simple truth. Softness is a betrayal of our own inner strength. When we choose to be soft, we let weakness grow inside us. We become like water, shifting with every breeze, losing shape, losing purpose. The ancient thinkers who walked before us knew this well. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This means that it is not the external events that break us, but the way we let them inside our minds. Welcome to Book Boost, where we ignite the power inside you. Here, we learn to face life's storms with courage, to build a fortress around our minds, and to live with a fire that does not extinguish. If you want to grow stronger, if you want to stop being soft and start being unbreakable, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your journey to true strength starts here. Remember, softness is a choice. Each time you let destructive emotions win, you give up a piece of yourself. But there is another way, one that calls for discipline, courage, and unyielding self-control. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, taught that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. We are not victims of the world. We are masters of how we respond. And the first step to that mastery is to stop being soft. To rise, no matter how dark the night. To stand firm, no matter how fierce the storm. To build within us a soul that no hardship can break. Please, drop down your one thought on believe in yourself in the comments. Share your strength, inspire others, and join a community ready to grow harder, stronger, and wiser every day. Mastering the mind, the path to unshakable self-control. We often believe that the world around us shapes who we are. That our feelings, our moods, our very thoughts come from outside stormy days, difficult people, bad luck. But what if I told you this is only half the story? The true battle is not with the outside world, but within ourselves. It is a fight for control over the mind. The mind is a fortress. Inside it lies our greatest power and also our greatest weakness. Imagine this. Two men walk into the same storm. One shivers and cries out in fear, trembling at the cold wind. The other walks with steady steps, eyes clear, heart calm. The difference is not in the storm. They both face the same storm, but in how they command their minds. One lets fear break him. The other masters his mind and refuses to bow. This is the essence of strength, self-control. It is not about never feeling pain or sadness. It is about learning to control how those feelings move inside us. It is about understanding that emotions are like wild horses, powerful, yes, but can be tamed by a strong rider. We must remember the words of Epictetus, a philosopher who was once a slave but became a teacher of freedom. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The truth is clear: events do not harm us by themselves. Only our reactions give them power over us. To master the mind is to see emotions as guests, not rulers. They come, they pass, but they do not stay unless we invite them to. Softness is the refusal to accept this. It is allowing anger to burn and consume, letting sadness drown the light inside. When we give in to these destructive forces, we lose ourselves piece by piece. But the mind, when trained, is a shield. It turns arrows of pain into mere whispers. Ask yourself, what do you really control? You cannot stop the rain. You cannot command the wind. But you control your thoughts. You control the calm or storm inside. This is the foundation of unshakable self-control. To build this control, we must practice daily. Not in grand gestures or great battles, but in small moments. When irritation rises, pause. When fear knocks, breathe and choose. When sadness weighs heavy, remind yourself that it too will pass. These moments are the training ground of the soul. Remember Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled with wisdom in the midst of chaos. He wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, never outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. His strength came not from his throne or armies, but from the mastery of his inner world. When we control our minds, we turn our thoughts into weapons of power and our hearts into fortresses no sorrow can breach. This path is not easy. It requires constant effort, a vigilance that never sleeps. It asks us to watch our thoughts like a guardian watches the gates. Destructive emotions try to sneak in, disguised as pain or injustice. But we learn to recognize them, to stand firm, and to send them away. The more we practice this control, the more our soul hardens like tempered steel. We become unbreakable not because life becomes easier, but because we have become stronger inside than any hardship outside. This is why softness must end. It is the refusal to face the storms with courage. It is surrender to the chaos of the mind. The true path is to look deeply at our thoughts, to question them, to challenge them. Are these emotions mine to keep, or am I letting them chain me? Every moment offers a choice, to fall into weakness or rise into strength. To let the mind be a slave to feelings or a master of its own destiny. When you practice this mastery, you begin to see life differently. Problems shrink. Insults lose their sting. Pain becomes a teacher rather than a tormentor. The world no longer controls you. You control your world. This is not just philosophy. It is a way of living. A daily discipline that turns weakness into power, softness into steel. So we walk this path together, learning to hold our minds like a fortress in a storm. With every thought controlled, every emotion tamed, we become the person we were always meant to be: strong, calm, unshakable. Because mastery of the mind is mastery of life itself. And the greatest power lies within. Fortitude in action, living beyond destructive emotions. To live with fortitude means to stand tall inside, no matter what happens outside. It means that when pain knocks at your door, you do not open it wide and invite it in to stay. It means when fear rises, you meet it quietly and say, "You will not rule me." This is not a gift that falls from the sky. It is something built piece by piece, moment by moment, through the hardest lessons life teaches us. We are often told to follow our feelings, to let emotions guide our path. But what happens when those feelings are dark and wild? What happens when anger burns like a fire, threatening to consume everything? What happens when sadness wraps itself around us like a heavy cloak, making it hard to breathe? The truth is, emotions are like the weather, sometimes calm and bright, sometimes stormy and cruel. If we allow the weather to decide our actions, we become like a leaf tossed on the wind. But fortitude is the root holding us firm in the earth, no matter the storm. The ancient Stoics knew this well. Epictetus taught us that it is not what happens to us, but how we respond that shapes our life. He said, "It's not events that disturb people, but their judgments about them." This means when you face suffering, it is your mind's judgment that decides if you will be broken or remain strong. If you can learn to control these judgments, to see things clearly and without panic, then no external force can shake you. Living beyond destructive emotions is not about being cold or unfeeling. It is about understanding that emotions arise from our thoughts, and our thoughts are within our power. When you feel rage, ask yourself, where does this anger come from? What purpose does it serve? Usually, anger is a mask for something deeper: hurt, fear, or disappointment. Instead of reacting, try to see beneath the surface. This quiet awareness is the first step to breaking free from the chains of emotional chaos. Strength lies in accepting that pain and hardship are parts of life, not enemies to avoid. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled with wisdom and courage, reminded himself daily that suffering is natural and temporary. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that obstacles are not meant to stop us, they are the path itself. When we face difficulties with this understanding, we transform them from prisons into stepping stones. Self-control is the armor of the soul. Without it, we are easy prey for every passing emotion, every momentary urge. But with self-control, we become architects of our destiny. We build habits of calm and clarity. We train our minds to see the truth beneath the surface, to recognize what is within our power and what is not. The only thing truly within our power is our own mind and how we choose to respond. Many people spend their lives running from discomfort, seeking constant pleasure, or avoiding pain at all costs. But this chase only makes the mind weaker, more fragile, more lost. True strength comes from facing discomfort head-on, from training yourself to endure without losing your peace. Like a muscle grows stronger through resistance, the soul grows stronger through trials. Remember, fortitude is not silence in weakness, it is a roar in the face of hardship. It is waking up each day and deciding that no matter what, you will hold your ground. You will not be a victim of your emotions, you will be their master. You will not be a slave to your fears, you will be their conqueror. When sadness threatens to drown you, remember it is not permanent. When anxiety grips your heart, remind yourself that you have faced worse and survived. When anger flashes inside, breathe deeply and choose calm instead of chaos. Each small choice builds your fortress, stone by stone. The world will test you endlessly. People will disappoint you, situations will frustrate you, and your own mind will sometimes betray you with dark thoughts. But inside you lies a power greater than any storm, the power of fortitude. To live beyond destructive emotions is to live free. Free from the chains of constant turmoil, free from the endless push and pull of fear and anger. It is to live with a quiet confidence, a steady heart, and an unshakable soul. So we choose this path not because it is easy, but because it is right. Not because it promises comfort, but because it promises truth. The truth that the only thing worth controlling is our own mind. The truth that softness is not safety, but surrender. The truth that fortitude is the silent strength that changes everything. We stand together, stronger than our fears, calmer than our storms. We rise, again and again, with hearts forged in fire and minds trained in clarity. This is the way. This is fortitude in action. And in this way, we find the freedom to live fully, without being ruled by what tries to break us.